What's up, everyone, and welcome. In this episode, we're going to talk about the North Korean-linked Zinc apt group using a really elaborate scam to infect South Korean cybersecurity engineers working for anti-malware and cybersecurity companies. Let's see what we can learn to protect ourselves and others from this story.
Oh, drat these computers. They're so naughty and so complex. I could pinch them.
North Korea-linked apt group Zinc posed as Samsung recruiters in spear phishing campaigns that targeted South Korean security companies that sell anti-malware solutions, Google Tag researchers reported. According to the Google Threat Horizons report, the state-sponsored hackers sent fake job offers to employees at the securities companies. Google Tag researchers reported that the same group tracked as Zinc also targeted security researchers in past campaigns. Tag observed a North Korean government-backed attacker group that previously targeted security researchers, posing as recruiters at Samsung and sending fake job opportunities to employees at multiple South Korean information security companies that sell anti-malware solutions, reads the Google Threat Horizons report. The emails include a PDF allegedly claiming to be of a job description for a role at Samsung. However, the PDFs were malformed and did not open in a standard PDF reader. When targets replied that they could not open the job description, attackers responded with a malicious link to malware purporting to be a secure PDF reader stored in Google Drive, which has now been blocked. The attackers used a malformed PDF claiming to be a job description for a role at Samsung. For this reason, the recipient was not able to open it because it was malformed, and they contacted the sender, and the sender in turn provided him with a link to a secure PDF reader. The app, which was stored in Google Drive, was a tainted version of the legitimate PDF reader PDFTron. Upon installing the app, a backdoor is established on the victim's devices. Kudos to you for watching the episode to learn about this attack. You're already looking like a superstar. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and smash the bell to be notified when I upload new episodes where I give you insights into the newest, important cybersecurity news stories like this one. With my insights, you can be better prepared to protect your company, your family, and yourself against these and other cyber attacks. So hit that subscribe button now, and let's continue learning about this story together. The activity of the Zinc apt group, aka Lazarus, surged in 2014 and 2015. Its members used mostly custom-tailored malware in their attacks. Now, this threat actor has been active since at least 2009, possibly as early as 2007, and it was involved in both cyber espionage campaigns and sabotage activities aimed to destroy data and disrupt systems. The group is considered responsible for the massive WannaCry ransomware attack, a string of Swift attacks in 2016, and the Sony Pictures hack. The attackers targeted the researchers through multiple social networking platforms, including Twitter, LinkedIn, Telegram, Discord, and Keybase. In previous years and attacks, the threat actors used a network of fake profiles to get in contact with researchers of interest. In mid-2020, Zinc hackers created Twitter profiles for fake security researchers that were used to retweet security content and posting about vulnerability research. In the 2020 attack, the attackers used Twitter profiles for sharing links to a blog under their control, to share videos of their claimed exploits, and for amplifying and retweeting posts from other accounts under their control. Once initial communications are established with a victim, the attackers would ask the target security researcher if they wanted to collaborate on vulnerability research together, and then they shared with the victim a Visual Studio project. The Visual Studio project used by the attackers included the source code for exploiting the vulnerability, along with an additional DLL that would be executed through Visual Studio build events, which in itself is a backdoor. The Visual Studio project contained this malicious DLL that would be executed when researchers compiled the project. The malicious code would lead to the installation of a backdoor that would allow the attackers to take over the target's computer. Now, that was one of the attacks in 2020. The attackers published a blog post again in that 2020 attack titled "DOS to RCE: A New Technique to Exploit V8 Null Pointer Dereference Bug," and shared it via Twitter. The researchers who visited the post from October 19th to October 21st, 2020, used the Chrome browser, were infected with a known Zinc malware. Microsoft researchers noticed that some of the victims were using fully patched browsers. Circumstances suggest that the attackers used at that point zero-day exploits. Now, not all visitors to the site were infected. In previous attacks, the Zinc app group also used other techniques to target security professionals. For example, in some cases, distributed blog posts as HTML files that contained some obfuscated JavaScript that was pointing to a Zinc-controlled domain for further JavaScript to execute. In one case, attackers attempted to exploit, without success, the CV 2017-16238 vulnerability in a vulnerable driver for the antivirus product called vir.it Explorer. The recent attacks against South Korean anti-malware suggest the interests of threat actors in compromising the supply chain of South Korean security organizations in order to target their customers is very high. So, what can we learn? The attackers are going after professionals in the cybersecurity industry, trying to trick them into opening up some malicious PDF to install a backdoor, or going back to the 2020 attacks, trying to trick them and get them into like collaboration of finding bugs, when in reality they want you to use this Visual Studio project that has a malicious DLL that also installs a backdoor on your machine. This is pretty scary. I see developers picking code off the internet like they're at some kind of like all-you-can-eat buffet. They don't even check the actual source code to see what the heck they're using. If it works for whatever feature or function they want, they just use it. This kind of attack can spread like wildfire. In fact, we see this exact type of malicious source code attack being used on GitHub, in NPM packages, one of the episodes I did recently, as well as the episode on the PyPy malicious packages I just did on YouTube. The crux of the problem lies with the time and thoroughness in terms of what we use in our development of solutions at our jobs. We have to be more diligent in terms of checking functionality, scanning code we use from all types of sources, scanning documents we use from all types of sources, even a job, a PDF with job details in it. Because in the end, the developer who made a framework that's available, his company's not going to get hacked or sued, or he's not going to lose his job. In the end, you will. So validate any codes you source from third parties to checksums validation and other checks like how old is the library, does it have any reviews, who is the developer, like who sent you this code, or who sent you this PDF. Validate that this person really works for Samsung or some other company, whoever it is. You have to do some more background checks and more due diligence to ensure that you don't get infected in this type of way. With that, I say thanks for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe if you haven't already, and smash the bell if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.